Remember to always start rehearsals on time.
When working with minors, you must be an example of a good role model.
Always make sure that you dressed appropriately around learners.
Remember, the vocal health of your student is more important than winning a prize.
Be prepared for each rehearsal so that you can reach your goals.
There is zero tolerance for substance abuse in the workplace, especially when dealing with learners.
Respect goes both ways, so be mindful of others.
Remember to always lead by example.
Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be discussing vocal health, especially when we're dealing with developing voices. We're going to split this into 5 different sections: healthy singing, posture, breathing, warm-ups and exercise, blending. So what does the term healthy singing mean? It refers to how we approach singing and the technique that we use to teach our choirs. It is very common for young singers to try and mimic or copy what they hear on the radio or online. This is not always healthy and can cause vocal problems. We want to make sure we avoid this by focusing on what is right for their vocal development. Let's start off with the learner's level of singing and range. If the learner has just joined the choir, we must assume that there is no foundation or healthy singing technique until we hear otherwise. Auditions are a great way to establish the level of singing before you need to work with the voice. If the learner is a beginner, then we need to focus on our building blocks, which we'll explore in this module. If a learner has a solid foundation for their technique, then we need to make sure that those foundations stay strong. We should avoid pushing the learner too quickly or in a direction the voice does not want to go. The vocal range will indicate where we must place the learner in the choir. We must not place the learner too high or too low because this will damage the voice. If a learner is able to sing a large range of notes, then we must place them where the voice sits most comfortably. A soprano and an alto might both be able to sing the same note, but where the voice is comfortable will be different. Repertoire will be an important factor in how a voice develops. We must choose appropriate music for the learner so that they are able to sing without pushing and that the meaning of the song is appropriate for their age. For example, I would not ask a grade 8 learner to sing Kes Compilio, but I may give them Voike Sapete. Illness can be a big setback in vocal development if not dealt with properly. If COVID-19 has taught us anything, it should be to stay home and rest when we are not well. We should teach our learners to recognize the beginning of an illness so that we can catch it earlier. Runny noses, sore throats, headaches, and other symptoms might look like a simple cold, but when ignored, can take longer to go away or cause damage. Students should try and rest, stay hydrated, and practice vocal rests. Let's make sure we are all practicing healthy singing techniques. So with our posture, we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. Let's make sure our feet are shoulder width apart and that our knees are not locked the wrong way. They should have a little bend to them and we should be able to bounce a little. We want to make sure our hips are in a neutral position so we are not pushed too far forward or tilting backwards. Next, let's check that our shoulders are comfortable and directly over our hips and that our arms are free enough to sway and move. This means that our neck and head will have a nice foundation to rest on and we should not be straining or stretching the neck in any way. We should be able to move our head from side to side and up and down easily. Now for the ones that tends to give singers the most issues, the jaw. We should not feel any tension in the jaw. We should be able to let it hang and open and close without tension. Now that our posture is correct, the next important thing is breathing. We need to breathe to live, but more importantly, we need it to sing. When we breathe, we want to make sure that the air fills our lungs. That means we don't want any part of our body to be tense. We don't want to suck in our tummies, we don't want to lift our shoulders, and our arms must be loosely by our sides. That way, when we breathe in, our body moves to accommodate all the air. Our ribcage expands and gets bigger. Our chest lifts and our shoulders stay relaxed. Try it with me. Remember that we don't want to see any tense shoulders like this. This means that we can't get enough air in. Some good exercises for your choir would be to breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and breathe out for 4 counts. You can then expand this to 6 counts, 8 counts, or even 10 counts. We can also strengthen our bodies by breathing out in short bursts on an S or F sound like this. It is always a good idea to start your exercise or vocal warm-ups with breathing exercises. Speaking of warm-ups, it is very important that we use the right ones in the right order. We should start off with a physical warm-up to make sure that our bodies are ready to sing. Some fun ones are jumping up and down, shaking out your hands and feet, arms and legs, moving our shoulders, moving our faces. For our voices, we must note that starting off with very big scales on an open vowel from nothing can damage the voice. We want to start small and soft and grow from there. Remember, we never want to start singing without warming up. Just like athletes, singers need to warm up too. We should start off with something small like humming 3 notes. As you go up and down the scale, have your choir put their hand up or sit down once the pitch is uncomfortable and they cannot sing it anymore. This is a useful tool if you think someone might be in the wrong voice group. If you need more inspiration for warm-ups, vocal and physical, check out Sing Like a Pro Module 14. Our last topic today is blending. It is very important that all learners in the choir place their sound in the same place. This means that we get a unified sound and that we blend correctly. You can use the vocal warm-ups to make sure everyone's vowels are in the same place. We want to make sure that the vowels and sound do not fall too far back. This can cause the sound to be more throaty and can damage the vocal cords. By using the correct position, I make sure that my voice can travel, even over the sound of an orchestra. I don't have to push to make myself heard. When everyone is singing the vowel in the same place within the mouth, we get a beautiful, unified sound, which means that blending is a lot easier to do. Try some fun exercises to make sure everyone can recognize blending at different dynamics. Remember, making sure your choir has good vocal health means that you have a healthy choir. This is always more important than winning a prize. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy each of these modules so you can conduct like a pro.